Hey, it's Crazymommakelly here with
Lily.
from our part of PA. Lily's my co-host today. Silly Lily, other known maybe as Giraffe Girl. So, what's the story about today, Lil?
Anthony Wayne, Pennsylvania, most can't say that word.
Prolific ghost.
Prolific ghost.
So, what do you read the story? So tell them a little bit about it if you want.
Well, they usually call Matt Anthony is Wayne, of course.
Matt Anthony Wayne, yeah.
That's like his other name, I guess. A hero of America Revolution. George Washington
lauded his prowess as a military commander or strategist. It said that Wayne saved Washington's life more than at least once in the Great Battle of the Revolutionary War. We're talking. He was one of the best servicemen that George Washington had. He actually saved like I said, he saved George Washington's life, and he also helped keep George Washington, commander of the Continental Army, helped him out to keep his status as that. There's actually 3 ghosts that contributed alone to Anthony Wayne himself. There's Anthony Wayne, then there's a laundress that he fell in love with. That they were mistresses when he was on Prescott Isle in Erie. Shadow. In 1796 is when he died. He died at Prescott Isle, but this laundress died before him. They were in love, and Anthony Wayne, being crazy and all wild and crazy, being himself, he liked to play practical jokes on her. He definitely liked to play practical jokes on her, and he was supposed to...
Don't forget John Trotter.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a minute. But he's probably playing a practical joke. He had to, on their way down to Prescott Isle where he was stationed, he went away for fighting, and then he came back, and he was in the company of a beautiful young lady. And during the company of a beautiful young lady, he had one of his officers ride ahead to tell everybody at the fort that he was on his way back with the new bride. This wasn't true. This wasn't true at all. But when he was riding up to the fort itself, I guess he held the companion lady close, and he whispered things in her ear, just joking around, because he knew the laundress, the girl that did the laundry, would actually see him, and that would be better for his ruse. So he did that, and he thought it was just a practical joke, and he said he when he got there, he would make it up to her, and everything, and tease her that he actually played an ultimate practical joke on her. Well, it backfired on him. It definitely did backfire on him, because the laundress, she came to the ramparts, and she climbed up when she heard about his new marriage that happened so quickly, she was devastated. And she walked up onto the rampart to see if, it was actually true, to get a glimpse of her Mr. Wayne, because she was totally in love with him, but at the same time devastated. And when she seen that he was with this woman, he was very close with her and whispering sweet nothings in her ear, she thought, then it devastated her even more. It crushed her. She knew she'd never have Anthony Wayne and never be his wife. So she climbed back down the ramparts and went to the Erie Lake, and she threw herself in and drowned herself. And Anthony didn't find this out till later, when he finally commanded, was in his command and everything at the fort. He didn't realize it till later. And he beat himself up about that for the rest of his life. And then there was one more ghost. You take Trotter.
John Trotter. He was one of
his commanders,
yeah,
his aides. Aides.
Yeah. He was kind of like his best friend.
Okay.
And, well, he got a message from home. It was a family emergency.
And you gotta let them know about Matt Anthony Wayne, how he was sometimes.
He was kind of...
Yeah, he was known of a man of courage and honor and conviction, but at the same time, there was periods in his life, throughout his whole life, that he went to black rages when he fought the demon of drink. He was known to be a big drinker, and when he'd be in the midst of these big drinking, he'd black out. He wouldn't realize what he was doing. And Trotter always helped him do, he would always help him out, because in his binges he'd be irrational, angry, and difficult to deal with. But Trotter was always there to help him out through the rages, to take care of him. So you tell him what happened, Trotter.
Well, he told him, Wayne, that it was an emergency to go home. Wayne snarled at him to get out and go home if he wanted to. But just when he left him alone, he tried to call out for him, sort of, I think.
Yeah, called out for service, and another aide told him.
He told him that he was gone. So he sent out people to go look for him and
hang him.
Yes.
Because he thought that he deserted. He thought he was doing deserting. Back then, during the Revolutionary War or any war, if you're a deserter, it's treason. It's treason. It's considered treason and was punishable by death. And that's what he did. He sent out people to do this, and the soldiers knew what was going on, but they didn't want to say anything to Matt Anthony Wayne because they were afraid in Matt Anthony Wayne's rage that he would actually hang them too, because he had that much power in the Continental Army. So then you tell him what happened, how he felt about that. And this is actually from, he left Prescott Isles in Erie, and then he left to go to Pittsburgh. That's where the area was that he was going to, is Pittsburgh. But on his way back to Pittsburgh, that's when, no. Did I get that wrong? Okay. When he went off to where he lived, his hometown, and then he was on his way back to Pittsburgh because Wayne was stationed actually in Pittsburgh when this happened. And he was actually on his way back to Pittsburgh, and that's when the soldiers caught up with him, and Trotter didn't know what the orders were, and when they got a hold of Trotter, they hung him. So they hung an innocent man. So he didn't desert. He thought he had emergency leave because Wayne told him to leave, and he said he regretted that for the rest of his life, and he was constantly haunted by Trotter's ghost since that point on.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Wayne want to change it to execute?
Yeah, he wanted to execute.
Didn't get out.
Yeah, he changed. Oh, and when he realized that somebody did tell him, well, you gave him leave, so he left. He revoked. He was like, oh, well, revoke my order for execution, and it didn't work. It was too late. Trotter was already dead. Okay, so what anybody knows about Anthony Wayne, they know that there's a story about him. It's kind of a very colorful story himself. I mean, he's known to haunt the almost entire United States, especially from Erie to Pittsburgh.
I thought it said
to Radon.
They're most place where Wayne was suspected to report from Canada to Georgia.
Yeah, he was known to go all over the country because, he was one of the Continental Army. They were trying to fight. But there's another story about Anthony Wayne himself. After his death, he died at Prescott Isle in 1796. And he, decided he wanted to be buried near the blockhouse of the fort. So that's where they buried Anthony Wayne. And he laid there for about, what'd they say, like 13 years or so?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, he laid there for 13 years or so. But his family decided they wanted to bring him home. They wanted him home, They wanted to get back to Delaware County. That's where he originally from, Radon. Radnor. So they wanted him to be buried in St. David's Church Cemetery. So the family went to the blockhouse and removed his remains. His son was thinking that his dad was only going to be, you know, bunch of bones by then because it's so many years have passed. But when they exhumed him from his grave site, his son, in his dismay, found out that his body was still whole, still, you know, together and stuff, and he was like beside himself because he's like, how am I gonna get my dad home? I don't have enough money or whatever else. And the son's name was Isaac Wayne. So he only had like a vessel or something to carry his dad's remains in, and doctor, it didn't say what the doctor's name was, but the doctor told everybody that the doctor told Isaac that if you boil your father's remains to remove the flesh from the meat, the bones, then you could take your dad's bones home, and then the leftover flesh and stuff they could put back in the grave at the blockhouse. So that's what they did. So he took the bones and he packed them up and gathered them, and then he started his long journey home, which was to Radin, from Erie to Radin. Well, what happened on his way was he
lost the bones.
Yep, he lost all of his dad's bones. And instead of going back the way he came, he decided, well, I guess I'll just let bygones be bygones, take the few bones I have home, and the other ones just leave on the side of the road. So there's a story about that. So anywhere from Erie to Radin, there's on January 1st, his birthday. That's when Anthony Wayne was born. There's a tale that there is a colonial man that is riding horse from Erie to Radin down the trail, looking as if looking for something that he lost, and that's supposed to be the great Anthony Wayne. So if you're ever on the Erie to Radin Road, and if you see a guy on a horse, you know,
looking for his lost bones,
looking for something that could possibly be Mad Anthony Wayne. So 3 ghosts, 1 big story. That's what we have for you. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves this first couple days of autumn. I know we were outside for a good old fire, first fire of autumn, and the moon was full and bright and wonderful. Wasn't it, Lil? The kids had s'mores. They were happy little campers. And some mountain pies. And we had some music. We just having a good old time. Blood Moon's supposed to be coming up pretty soon. Kind of excited about that. So we'll be seeing that. So keep eye on the moon. You'll see big wonderfulness. And I hope everybody... The moon kind of turns red. Yeah. Yeah, so hope everybody's doing wonderful. Blessings. Take care. Blessed be. And on this video, I'm going to try to put clips of our adventure yesterday. What we did was we went to Texas Hot and the traditional trip to Kinzu that our family does every year. The in-laws and us do. And still see the changing of the leaves and everything. The kids enjoy it, and sometimes we stop at a farm. This year we didn't because we already had pumpkins from a friend of mine, so we didn't stop to get our pumpkins, but it's usually a good time. Alright, blessings, take care, peace, and thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed below, subscribe down below. And what do you have to say, Lil? Should they subscribe? Yeah. Alright, here it's recording.
Hello, this is Mama Kelly, and we're watching on It's very scary if you look down. You're in that car.
Want me to look down? Do you think I should look down? That is the top of the tree line.
Yeah, and it will, if you were in the train, you would probably, if I was in the train right now, I'd be screaming my head off, probably. So, my grandma is always shy. We should teach her how to not be shy. So, we're going out to eat, and my dad only likes to come for the hot dogs.
Yep, we're going to show you a Texas Hot. Okay.
Hey. I'm gonna turn off now. And we'll do clips. I'm doing a video, so. Say Crazymommakelly.
Yep, and we're at the Broken Bridge.
Coming at you from my part of PA. We're here at the Kinzu Bridge here in Mount Jewett, Pennsylvania.
My feet are so tiny, they can sleep through right there.
I'm gonna give you a panoramic view of what we're talking about. At one time, this was the tallest bridge in the world.
Ever made.
Yep. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good. You taking nice pictures?
Yeah, I'm making a... Tell us about how you like the food.
You're really gonna...
Good? Morgan, what'd you get?
Don't get in.
Okay, this is what I got. These are Greek fries and an outlaw burger, and that's what everybody comes for right there is a hot dog. They have to make their own sauce. It's really good. Yum yum. So I'm turning this off so I can eat. Yeah, so how was your eating experience?
Good.
I'm glad. Do you think people should come to Texas Hot in Kane, PA?
Yeah.
Okay. This is our gang. They really loved it when we showed up.
Okay, Greek fries.
One of the good places to eat, Texas Hot.